Today, I've got the best LUBU build that you're going to be wanting on your Age of Empires mobile account. And I'm not just saying that, I have obviously the results from our good old friend, Gone Warrior, that's been using this exact formation lineup in Mightiest Empire. And this match does insane work. And the thing is, you might notice it is a little bit different compared to what a lot of people have been running, especially for the skills and the position of these heroes. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video, and honestly comparing his march to even my march that I am running currently in the game, and we're going to be tweaking it to fit that role. So the first things first, his LUBU. You will notice his LUBU is running Spirited Pursuit Weak Spot Attack. This is completely different from what I am under the assumption has been running, including myself, that has been running a LUBU with his main skill, the one that he's known for, the Ripper Tiger. This is going to give you extra crit rate, and when you max this out, it's a 15% extra crit rate with a 320% damage factor basically on his skill. The thing is, though, we can technically do better if we really mid-max the build, and that is what Gone Warrior's build is all about. And let me completely explain that, because if we go back into my build, what you'll notice, this is what I am currently running. Armor Piercer with Ripper Tiger, super free-to-play friendly. We've got Guan Yu with CI and again, Armor Piercer, super friendly. Then we've got Attila the Hun with Warriors Hymn and CI. And this was once upon a time where the good old weak spot attack on my Mulan march. But we can swap these skills around at any given time. But we are running Warriors Hymn, which is the same as his LUBU. And that is one key thing you're going to notice with this build compared to any other build. What we're trying to do here is make sure everything, and I mean this, everything is really tunneling into that LUBU, so he's getting the most amount of stats, the most amount of advantage that he can have on the open field. Because when we go into the Gone Warrior build now, and we're going to break this down really in depth for you guys, you'll notice the way this is set up is allowing his commander to get all these free stats. So the first one is obviously Warriors Hymn and Critical Insights. You guys know these skills already, right? This is going to increase his critical strike rate, as you can see, by 18.2%, as well as his might by 112. He doesn't have this one maxed out, but when it is, you know it does a ton of damage. We can click on here just to showcase for you guys what it looks like. So if we go to more skills, and then hit information on the critical insight, there we go, we've got max rank. So you got 14%, and then this obviously goes up to 3 stacks. What's really cool about critical insight, it also reduces the enemy armor by 15 points per stack. So this is up to 45 armor that you've shredded off them, and when you put that in combination with your Guan Yu, you can imagine that's 90 armor you've just shredded off your opponents. So that is one tempo swing, one attribute factor that's in your favor already. Then when we look at our Guan Yu now, his skill, as you guys know, we've got Berserker on here. This is going to allow him, whenever he hits a critical strike, to increase the might of this hero, or this hero's might, yeah, by 144. I almost went on the wrong tunnel then, but we are back on train. When you max this out though, it's 160 might, and that is bonkers, because the thing is, what can occur now on turn 1 with this build and with certain other times in different builds, Guan Yu, because of his opening skill, which increases his actual critical strike by 32%, and then an additional 45% because of the first 15 seconds of combat, you could potentially get a crit from Guan Yu, a crit from Attila, and a crit from LUBU, allowing LUBU to have 3 stacks already and just bang someone for a ton of damage. And the thing is, that's what you want. You don't need to do anything else then with the LUBU, because you'll notice when you go to your Attila now, the missing piece of the puzzle is the fact that him being on the third slot means the next commander, aka your LUBU, has now got increased critical strike rate. If you go to max rank and level 40, you're having a 20% increase in critical strike and increasing his might by 125, which is more, guys, than the Ripper Tiger. And that's where I think this build does so much better. Ripper Tiger, again, 25% chance to actually activate this skill. And when you do activate the skill, you're only going to be gaining a 15% crit strike rate. So you've just gained 5% from your good old friend Attila, and on top of that, Attila has increased your might by a massive amount too, and giving you that double attack rate, and on top of that, with his main skill too, increasing your might by another 50 points. So you can see how many stats now has been pushed into that LUBU because of the Attila and because of the Guan Yu. And then it makes sense why he's gone down Spirited Pursuit, because when you look at this skill, it is the best damage nuke skill on paper. It's 400 out of 30% damage rate, which is obscene because it just deals damage. Then he's running weak spot attack, which you guys already know is one of the best consistent damage dealing skills in the game. It's 370%, which is 50% more than Ripper Tiger, and it increases the hero's damage by 30%, which is just bonkers again. So he's a better steroid dealer with weak spot attack, and he's doing more damage now because of Spirited Pursuit. And we don't have to worry about running Ripper Tiger because, again, that Attila in the back has it covered, which is really, really cool. Now, to kind of finish this off, I do want to talk about the rings, because he did talk about these rings too in the chat, and I can understand why he's talking about them, especially which rings he's using and what he wants to upgrade. So as you guys know, Radiant Guardian, you need this on that LUBU. This will make the march just go 10 times faster in damage dealing. It's just crazy what this does, right? Then he's got the Night Wolf ring on your good old Guan Yu. And this is a really powerful ring. After every 9 normal attacks, which you're going to be doing quite often because of the double attack state you're in, you're going to actually reduce their armor and obviously increase your second strike skills by 8%. And obviously this scales up. Now, Attila. Attila had Scorching Flame. And this is key. Commander. This is gonna make your LUBU's damage increase when you have this equipped. When your commander uses a commander skill, it increases all of your hero's might by 4%. This is a really powerful, again, damage dealing ring for your main commander that you can equip onto your Attila. It gives you rage coverage speed and commander damage, troop attack, all offensive stats that you want. However, he does say, if we jump out of the old formation preview now, he did want Ring of the Eastern Heavens is supposed to be on Attila, but it was too expensive for the time being. So basically what he's explaining, as you guys know, the Ring of the Eastern Heavens is a 4K ring. So in order to get that ring, he's obviously going to have to save up for it, but it makes a lot of sense. It increases his commander's damage still, so his LUBU is getting even more damage. You have troop attack, which is what you want, but more importantly now, you actually get troops health. And I think the troop health is way stronger as a stat than that rage recovery speed, because you don't really need rage recovery on this march. You really don't. Then what's really good about the effect now of Lords of the Eastern Heaven is you're going to actually increase your normal attack damage, meaning all of those hits you're doing is getting amplified, and then the crit is going to go on top of it and amplify even further. So it makes sense why he wants Lord of the Eastern Heavens to equip it onto his Attila, because it inherently is going to do way more damage and amplify the actual burst that his LUBU is doing through his free skills. So now, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about his good build for Gun Warrior? Because I'm going to test it out myself. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and not just make this video to get you guys excited and invest into it without thinking. Because guess what? A lot of people do that and bait you into things. I am going to do this myself for you guys. I am going to bite the bullet and actually, as you can see, upgrade and unlock these two skills in a separate video for you guys and do the same thing for our good old Guan Yu. And we've already got, as you can see, Radiant Guardian, we've got a Tranquil Water, and we've got a good old Ring of the Lion here. I could swap this out so we've got Tranquil Water on Attila, and then maybe we have our Ring of the Night Wolf on the Guan Yu, and we basically have a copied build for our good old Gun friend. And I can test it for you guys in, as you guys can guess it, the next mightiest empire, because this is where Gun Warrior used it last. And if you guys check out my last video all about the mightiest empire that we did, you might check it out on the live stream. You will see Gun Warrior had over 1 billion points with this match, and it was just this match, and you can see him sending it out just 1v5 in 1v10 1v20 people sometimes, just because of how much AoE burst damage the LUBU was doing compared to everything else, right? So we're going to test it out for you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and more importantly, big shout out to Gun Warrior for giving me the heads up, honestly giving me heads up and checking it out, because he goes, I've got a brand new unique setup, has better than any results he found, and he shared the build for us and obviously was happy to put it out on the channel. And more importantly, if you guys want, I can try and get Gun Warrior in the next video and we can talk about it a little bit more in depth on why he went down this route on his march. And just to kind of showcase the formation once again, he's running a 5-star LUBU, a 3-star on his good old Guan Yu, and his Attila is 4 stars with 1 pip remaining, right? So he's not 5-starred it yet. If you look there, it's almost, he's just 1 away from getting it, just to showcase it's not a full 5-star hero either. It's just 3-star with an extra bit of might at the moment. So that's it. That is the brand new potential LUBU meta build. If you've not been using it, now you should try it out potentially yourselves if you've got the ability to. And if you haven't, wait for me. I'm going to test it out for you guys and give you a new video maybe in the next week coming for you. So until then, smash the like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next video, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys. Peace out.